How are we, everybody? Welcome along. I'm sorry I started a little bit late. I was just sorting something out. How are we all? Welcome along to the stream. It's last one before the World Cup. Wow. World Cup break mid-season is ultra disconcerting. It doesn't feel right, and that's because it's not right. The World Cup should never ever be in Qatar. It's a World Cup with a bottomless pit of money built on corruption, built on the backs of modern slavery, and it should never ever have happened. And that's why I am so glad nobody, like we did with Russia in 2018, will forget the off-pitch issues once the football starts this time around, because it's quite simply not right that the World Cup is in Qatar. And every single time I make a bit of content, I will not shy away from mentioning that fact. I am more than happy to talk about Qatar's human rights record, their attitudes to homosexual people, attitudes to everyone else in the LGBTQ plus community. It's quite simply not right that the World Cup is in such a place. Anyway, on to City. Let's get into chat. Let's move away from Qatar for now. There's time to rant about that over the next month. And do not, this is a message to all of you watching, do not forget why the World Cup is in Qatar, and do not forget the 6,500 at minimum lives that have been lost of migrant workers who were underpaid, working in poor conditions, living in such awful conditions, and were exploited to build the infrastructure related to the World Cup. That's it. That's it from me. That's it from me. God, Ruben has been here since 6:30. My God. First of all, after Qatar and all of that sort of stuff, I would just like to say, if at times I am looking up, that's because my TV's up there and it's F1 qualifying, because it's a sprint race weekend in Brazil, which is another fucking farce. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about F1 too much unless something like, nuts happens where it starts peeing it down, or Verstappen blows up, or Hamilton gets pole and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, Owen, 100% we can, mate. How you doing, Max? All right, pal? Yeah, if I'm there, say hello. All that sort of good stuff. Yeah. Alayar and Tete coming back, hopefully, after the World Cup. Screw Qatar. Exactly, Ashley. Well done. Alayar will be back after the World Cup. Tete, the earliest we'll see him is January, because he's still unregistered. Yeah. Phil, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Mason Stead smashed that in creating that for me. Yeah. Evening, Leo. How are you doing, pal? All right. Yeah. Good, mate. Good. Excited to meet Liam Rossini tomorrow. The mark on the front of my top next to my poppy badge. Anyway. Yeah, and it is our Remembrance Match Day tomorrow. So can I please just say, right, it's a minute's silence, not a minute's applause. It's a minute's silence, not a minute's applause. It's as simple as that. You don't have to clap during that minute. You just stay there, silent, reflect, and remember those that fought for our freedom. No clapping, because it's not a minute's applause. It's a minute's silence. And then observe everything during the last post and the Rivale after that. And yeah, just please bear in mind that it is a poignant moment of remembrance, of nationwide and mostly worldwide moment of reflection. So just, don't be a dickhead. It's as simple as that, really. How you doing, Kieran? All right, pal? I am feeling positive for tomorrow. Good to know that you are as well. How are England's chances in the World Cup? No spoiler alert. No spoilers for my World Cup predictions, but we're getting knocked out in the round of 16 to Senegal. Anyone who deliberately disrespects the minute silence should get a club ban. I do agree. Don't do a bad City. Ruben, it was a good England squad. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You just don't want to admit it because you've got pride about Eric Dyer. I know I'm right. I know I'm right, mate. I know that Eric Dyer has been bang average this year. I know that Harry Maguire doesn't deserve to be in that England squad. Calvin Phillips has played 1 minute of football all year, so does not deserve to be there. Neither does Conor Gallagher because he's not playing week in, week out. And the fact Fikayo Tomori is missing is a disgrace. The fact you're saying Dan Burn is bad shows you do not watch football, Ruben. You do not watch enough football. It's as simple as that. He's out of position playing so well in a team in the top 4 that shouldn't be there when you compare the competition. Sophie, who do I want to play instead of Oscar? I think, we'll find out later in the stream, but I don't think there'll be too many changes to Rossini's team. Yeah, right. Let's crack on into team news then, where Oscar Estupiñán is suspended for 2 more games after his red card in the first half versus Millwall. We failed to get his ban overturned. Salaradino Ladham has returned to full training following a groin injury. And here we go. Andy Cannon unregistered. Benteke unregistered and his hamstring as well. James Scott unregistered. Alaya Syed Manesh hamstring. Adama Traore hamstring / Achilles plus unregistered. Vaughan Colville, knee, and Josh Emmanuel, illness plus unregistered, all remain out injured. Let's not forget, Emmanuel has played for the under-21s. I watched the under-21s the other night, and my assessment of that, by the way, Josh Emmanuel was excellent. And I thought, watching that game, when, because they won 1-0, did City. But City hit the post 3 times in the first 20 minutes, then got their goal just short of the half-hour mark. So, yeah, I think, well, when that happened, it was, I thought, oh, this is going to be a goal fest. And City were really good. But they just, they weren't the same in the second half. What I'll say for the first teamers that played, Josh Emmanuel was excellent. Him and Randall Williams linked up really well on the right side. Xavier Simons was quality in holding midfield. Andy Cannon was pretty poor. He got the assist for Matty Jacobs' goal from a corner, but other than that, he was pretty poor. Harvey Vale was terrible. He didn't have a very good game at all. James Scott was not great either. He was so immobile, not active at all. And Richard Naylor and Connor Sellers dropped the top scorer in the Premier Development League in Jim Sims to play some of the first teamers. So Harvey Vale, James Scott, Andy Cannon was on the left side of a front 3 in a 3-4-3 sort of formation. Hang on, my hair's wetting. There we go. Yeah. Why? I don't know. Because Simsy came on and he was mobile, he was active, he was in the game more in 15 minutes than Scott was in 75. It's simple as that. Do I think we've lost it already for England? Yes. Yes, I do. I think our attack is World Cup winning worthy. But I think the way Southgate will play of being defensive and not getting the best out of the players, settling for the bare minimum, I think that's what will let us down. Against Italy in that Euros final, we should have just kept going. We got the early goal, but then we sat back and tried to defend it. We had them pinned down and we could have finished them off, but we didn't. Oh my God, Hamilton 19th. Oh, there we go. He's back up to first. What a lap, Lewis. Track evolution is mad, by the way. Hamilton was top and then was 19th by the end of the session before he put his lap in. Track evolution was nuts. It did come home in July. It did come home in July. By the way, Jill Scott on, you know what, Ruben? Yeah, send me your team. Why not, mate? I will just say, Jill Scott on I'm a Celebrity is absolutely excellent. And I cannot wait to see Matt Hancock eating sheep's bollocks, kangaroo penis, and wallaby anus tonight. It's going to be fantastic. I love watching him suffer. It's brilliant. I love watching Matt Hancock suffer in there. It's brilliant. Ishak, hello Joe, what will it be next match? Any score? We'll get onto my score prediction at the very end of the stream, Ishak. So stick around. Stick around. Right, Ruben, I'm not looking forward to what you're going to send me. I'm going to be honest. Oh, Player of the Month. Vote. Who do we think? Who are we voting for? Greaves, Christie, Doherty, or Pelkat? What do I make of Hancock's newfound love? I think it's hilarious how, as health secretary, he broke his own rules by getting up to no good with his aide, also cheating on his wife, and then it's fucking hell, Hancock. Unbelievable. But I do see he's all right at the trials though. He's just not really bothered, is he? Which I think is the best part about it all. About it all, really, how he's just going to keep doing the trials and just suffer, but they're going to get food. If he was rubbish at the trials, then it'd be even funnier. But sadly, he's not. But even though he was good and all this sort of stuff, so he sort of proved himself, when it was the cafe trial, it was impossible not to vote for him because it's been the biggest talking point about him going on there saying, I want to see him eating so-and-so's anus, so-and-so's penis, all that sort of thing. Yeah. Hancock, my God. Get back in your office. Idiot. Christie, go. Agreed. I voted for Cyrus Christie. 50 grand indeed, Jeff. 50 grand indeed. How you doing, Chloe? All right? Street food. Street food. Street food. What do you mean by that, Leah, may I ask? Yeah. Anyway, I should probably get a move on with this. I've spent 3 minutes talking about Matt Hancock and getting sidetracked about F1. And Ruben is sending me his team player by player. So far, we've got Baxter, Christie, Jones, Figayardo, Greaves, Seri, Woods, Doherty, still waiting, Ruben. Pelkas. This is good. This is good. This is better than him saying the other night that Jude Bellingham shouldn't be in the England squad. Anyway, while we're waiting for what Ruben has to say, we'll do Ref Watch, where the referee is Gavin Ward, one of the worst referees in the league. The two liners are Lee Venomore and George Byrne. Fourth official is Martin Coy. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's only picked 10 players. Ruben's only picked 10 players, and he's dropped Regan Slater and Ryan Longman. Yeah, I think we'll leave that one there. Picking 10 players when you could pick 11? Nah. Right, stats then taken from our last game. It's open on the under-21s there. I don't know why that is. But I'll show you where I can get these from our Cardiff fixture. 55% possession. I think most of that's from the first half where we were just totally dominant. Attacking wise, most of those 10 efforts would have been first half as well. We had 2 attacks in the second half and we scored from both of them. So that's not too bad at all. Defensively, 27 clearances. I can guarantee you 90% of them were Dokan Cynic in the last 2 minutes. Yeah, they're the stats. Jeff has got his City Poppy badge. I'm impressed. Dropping Slater. Yeah. He's just put Slater starts. Sorry, his bench is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His bench is 7. So he has corrected that Slater starts, and he's only changed his Cynic out for Longman. And now what I'm going to say to that is, I think Longman is so integral to the way we play without Oscar. And in some cases, the way in which Longman moves and is more mobile than Oscar is in fact a benefit to having him in the team over Oscar. I'm just trying to think of the best way to sort of phrase what I'm trying to say. He operates across the front line anywhere, and he's so integral to the way that the team functions. He finds space in between defenders. He's always on the move, whereas Oscar is a little bit more static. And yes, Longman might miss the odd few chances, but I think overall his contribution to the team goes unnoticed. He was playing poorly earlier in the season. I have no qualms admitting that, but his form has improved massively, and he played a part. He had a part to play in all 3 of the goals the other day. For the first one, he was in front of Pelkas. He drew the attention away with a little bit of movement to drag the defenders out. So then Pelkas had a little bit more space to put the finish in, and Greavesy got the ball into him perfectly. The second goal, again, he was dropping deep, pulling defenders out, and when Cynic gave the ball to Slater, the turn from Slater and the finish was incredible. And then the third one, it was mostly Tufan who did all the work, but the link up between Tufan, Doherty, and Longman, who eventually got the assist for Slater to tap in at the far side, is brilliant. Yes, Longman should have made it 2 in the first half. And yes, like I say, he might miss a few chances, but the bloke is quality. And Liam Rosenior worked with him at a very young age, so he knows his quality and he believes in him. Is it any coincidence that as soon as Shota Arveladze, look, I love Shota. Lovely, lovely man. But as soon as Shota Arveladze came in Longman's form dipped. Why that is, we'll never know. And he never recovered that form under Shotter. But when Andy Dawson came in, he had a new lease of life. And he was playing so well, and he deserved those 2 goals at Blackpool and Rotherham. And I told him that he's picked it up so well. And I told him after the Huddersfield game, I went and spoke to him. And I said to him, look, Ryan, don't listen to them. They've got very short memories. And Longman has brought back the memories of his loan spell here under McCann, where he was absolutely incredible, on form, doing well, and being crucial to the way we play. And whether it be at wing back under McCann in the 3-5-2, or whether it be as the central striker under Liam Rossigna or Andy Dawson in interim charge, he's brought back those memories and he's making his way back to that form. And Longman, absolutely very, 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 very well played. Very well played. Nice. Baxter Figs, Jones Greaves Christie, Slates Woods 2. Ooh, you've dropped Seri and Doherty. Owen. That's interesting. That's interesting. I've seen your picture, Ruben. It's because you've got number 11 on the back of your shirt. Look, you don't change your winning team. You don't change your winning team. That's all I'm going to say. For Reading, then, let's have a look at their squad now. So, under Paul Ince, in their last game, a 2-0 defeat against Watford, they played a 4-1-4-1 or a 3-5 or a 4-5-1, or however you want to see it. And it was Joe Lumley on loan from Middlesbrough in goal. Their back line was Andy Yeardon, the captain, at right back. The 2 centre backs. Where is he? Mbengu. Where's Mbengu? There's Mbengu. Whether he's a midfielder, it's just been repositioned for now. I'm not too sure. And Tom Holmes were the 2 centre backs. At right back was Chelsea Loney, Baba Reitman. Then the holder in midfield was Sam Hutchinson, sorry. And then their 2 central midfielders were Jeff Hendrick there and Tyrese Forner, with Ovi Ageria and Tommins wide and Lucas Yao starting up front. But of course, Shane Long, former Tiger, Andy Carroll, former Tiger, Tommins as well, another former Tiger. But like Scott Dan, Jeff Hendrick, Andy Carroll, Shane Long, they're aging players. They are aging players. And Joe Lumley, we know he's a weakness. Despite his experience at championship level, we know he's a weakness. He messed up for Middlesbrough for KLP's goal in our 1-0 win at the Riverside last year. And he probably could have done better with the goals in our win against that was against Borough at the MKM last year. He could have done better with both of them, for Malik Wilkes' goal and for Keane Lewis Potter's goal as well, if my memory serves me correctly. So, yeah, he's a weakness. He's a weakness, and he's a weakness that we can exploit. No, but Longman is bad. He just skies it. It's not all about the finish. It's not all about the finish, Ruben. It's not all about the finish. I think Longman's had a decent season so far. There's 2 games where he's missed, should have scored. Yeah, look, he'll have been disappointed about the Coventry one when he came off the bench, and the Huddersfield one, and when he got jeered off. That was just horrible to watch. Horrible to watch. Why didn't I put my CV in? Oh God, incredible! Right, current form now. Then we'll start with City, where in our last 5, it was a 4-2 defeat. Defeat of Rotherham, before 2 defeats at the MKM against Blackburn and Borough. and then a 0-0 draw with Millwall and a 3-2 win against Cardiff to start off the Liam Rosenior era. And Rosenior will make his first voyage into management at the MKM Stadium tomorrow as well. So we need to get behind him, chant his nanas from Hull, and make him feel welcome like he always was here. He captained us in Europe, for goodness sake. If you don't get behind him there, then I don't know who you will get behind. For Reading then, in their last 5, it was a 2-0 win over Bristol City before defeats to Burnley, and then a 0-0 draw with Luton before defeats against Preston and Watford. So 1 win in their last 5. These are beatable, you know. These are beatable. Despite their position in the table up in 13th. They're beatable. If we start bringing this goal difference down, we'll be right amongst it. And if we beat Reading tomorrow, we will jump ahead of them by a point. We are guaranteed to not end up in the bottom 3 by while the World Cup is on. And for me, fortunes are only going to get better. Rosenior is going to have just a month fully focused with the players to implement his philosophy, to implement the way he wants to get them playing. And I think after the World Cup, we will see a Hull City team that will make less mistakes of sort of like passing out from the back. For Cardiff's first goal, yes, they made a mistake. They made a mistake. Rosenior said, look, I'll take the flak. But look, this philosophy with this team is very much in its embryonic stage. It's very, very, very early on. If we give Rosenior this month to work on it, I personally think we will see at the end of this month, come the Watford game and come the Sunderland game, I think we will see a Hull City team much more comfortable passing out from the back. And the off-the-ball movement will be so much better. I noticed the other day against Cardiff that our shape in transition was so much better. I noticed that when we were on the attack, Cyrus Christie bombed forward and became an extra right winger. And Ryan Woods dropped into right back next to Figueiredo and Jones to cover for him. And that never happened before. That never happened before. So I think Rosenior is already implementing his style and his philosophy on these players. And I think after the World Cup, we will see an even better Hull City team with Alayar back, with Salah back, and we'll be close to getting Traore fit, Tete fit, and maybe even Josh Emmanuel as well. And there is probably a January budget. I believe there will be. I believe Rosenior will have money to spend if he wants it. I think Rosenior's main focus and only focus should be a defender with championship experience, or a defender who is like so far clear of our level, he will slot in that back line and make everyone else better. We need somebody like a Tommy Elphick was under Nigel Adkins in 2018-19 for the first half of that season. Someone with championship experience who can develop and help bring on the players who are less experienced in the championship, like Greaves, like Jones, like McLaughlin, and to some extent Figueiredo as well, making him comfortable in playing such a way, making him comfortable in playing out from the back, because that is Figueiredo's biggest weakness. You put a ball in the air or ask him to clear a ball or make a tackle, Figueiredo he's quality. But you put a ball at his feet and ask him to play out from the back, you can still see there is that hesitation in him. And that's natural if he's not used to playing that way. Eventually, that will be ironed out. but maybe bringing in an experienced Championship defender to help him and Alfie Jones with that, who are less natural at doing such things. I think that's what Rosenior will invest in, personally. I don't like them playing out from the back. We're not good enough for that yet. Well, look, just give it time. Please, 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 nobody scream forwards in the second minute. Rosenior's trying to implement a philosophy. Don't make it a hostile atmosphere that they hate it. Baxter, boot it and use common sense when passing. Look, booting it isn't always the best option. We haven't got the striker at the moment who can win those aerial balls. That we simply haven't, with Oscar suspended and Tete injured. And passing out from the back is the way forward. Just don't scream forwards, because Rosenior's trying to implement a philosophy and make it work. So just be patient. Just be patient. Please. Rant over. Opinions on Cynic so far. Personally feel he's not been as good as I was expecting, but he's only just got fit though, hasn't he? I think he was brilliant the other day in terms of right at the end, dropping back, all this sort of thing, helping out the defence, and then getting forward as well. A bit of drive that, you know, he's not afraid to take a man on. And I only think as he gets more used to English football and the workload of the Championship, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Same goes for Ozan. Same goes for Ozan. But both of them are quality assets to have off the bench. Around the grounds then, in 20 minutes, Birmingham versus Sunderland kicks off at St Andrews. And then tomorrow, all 3 o'clock kickoffs these. Wigan versus Blackpool, Norwich versus Middlesbrough, Bristol City versus Watford, Hull City versus Reading, Cardiff versus Sheffield United, Coventry versus QPR, Preston versus Millwall, Luton versus Rotherham, Huddersfield versus Swansea, West Brom versus Stoke, Burnley versus Blackburn Rovers is on Sunday, 12:30 kickoff. He did try chipping up to himself outside our area when Cardiff putting pressure on. Yeah, certainly did. I forgot about that. Memorable match. We're dating back with this one to April 2019 when Reading came to what was then the K-Com and we beat them 3-1. Lewis Baker gave them the lead in the first half, but in the second half we battled back with goals from Kamil Grzycki with 2 and Mark Pugh splitting Grzycki's 2 goals, giving us a 3-1 comeback win. Our team that day was David Marshall in goal. The back 4 was Eric Lehigh at left back, Todd Kane at right back. 2 centre-backs were Jordi Device and Reece Burke. Our 2 centre-mids were Marcus Henriksen and Jackson Irvine, with Jared Bowen on the right, Kamil Grzycki on the left, with Mark Pugh starting behind, Fraser Campbell up top. The bench was George Long, the goalkeeper, Kevin Stewart, Evandro, Dan Batty, Robbie McKenzie, Chris Martin and Liam Ridgewell, with Nigel Adkins in charge. Wow, what a team. What a team. And last time out against these guys, we can't forget. 3-0 win, which secured our survival in the Championship at the end of last season, back in April. 2 goals from Keane Lewis Potter and a goal from Alfie Jones gave us the 3-0 victory. Our team that day was Nathan Baxter in goal. The back 3 was Alfie Jones, Sean McLaughlin and Jacob Greaves. 2 wing-backs were Louis Coyle and Brandon Fleming, with the 2 centre-mids being Richie Smallwood and Regan Slater. George Honeyman and Keane Lewis Potter started in behind Alayar Syed Manesh. The bench was Matt Ingram, Callum Elder, Greg Doherty, Tom Eaves, Ryan Longman, Deshaun Bernard and Marcus Force, with Shota Arveladze in charge. Wow. What a day that was, man. What a day that was. 50 grand. Ashley's right, Ruben. I try. It doesn't work. North Ferriby welcoming. Yeah, North Ferriby was incredible, mate. North Ferriby was incredible watching the 21s. Yeah. 100% will go again. Getting there is an issue. Getting there is quite the issue. But under 21s games, they've got a home game on the 28th of November. 12 o'clock kickoff, though. Oh my God, I'm off. Monday afternoon, I'm off. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on. Monday afternoons are my evening off college. Then my afternoon off college. So I could say, I could, in theory, leave a little bit earlier to get to Ferriby. Yeah, buzzing. I can make it. I can make it for that one. And then they've got another home game on the 5th of December and on the 19th of December as well. Yeah, definitely, most certainly, will be going to as many 21s, under 21s games as I can now. I guess it's going to be after Reading then when we get this new backroom staff guy in. Really curious. So am I. So it's a familiar face who's currently employed and isn't going to be out on the training pitch. It's interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Unless it's Stephen Clements, maybe. Is he still employed at West Brom? Let me have a look. No, Stephen Clements left when West Brom sacked Steve Bruce, as did Steve Agnew and Alex Bruce. Yeah. Don't know who this could be. I don't know who it could be. I'm going to be honest. Don't know. Ruben says he'll send me a video of how to do it. It's easy. Well, Ruben, considering I sit in the south stand and I do just stand up, start chanting and singing, it doesn't really work. Do a video. You see, for the 21s games, I just want to have my own sort of space and be chill. Just have that time. Yeah, do my thing really. Just sit there, enjoy the football at a nice little stadium, and because it's the 21s, I get the exposure for them would be good and beneficial. But I just kind of, quite like to have my own sort of time watching football games when it isn't the City first team, to enjoy the game for what it is. And, because I enjoy the games anyway, but all the time I'm thinking, have I got enough footage? Get the phone, just celebrate a goal. Celebrate a goal when, like a goal. It'll be, yeah, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, Alex Bruce will follow Steve to the deathbed. I'm telling you, Ruben, I start chants, mate. It doesn't work. Don't tell me how to do my job in the South Stand, mate. I don't need telling how to do my job. Record then against these guys. Our last 5. We are unbeaten against them. So it bodes well. 3 wins and 2 draws. It bodes well. It bodes well. Ruben, mate, stop telling me how to do my job. Stop telling me how to do my job, man. I know how to do it. I know how this works. Shared shirts today, then we're going for David Myler, where he was with us from 2012 through to 2018 in 181 appearances, scored 16 goals, and is a regular at the games now. Oh, we've got a mix for Q3. Some cars are on slicks and some cars are on inters. Oh, this could get interesting. Right, Myler, then he left us after his contract expired and the Allams failed to give him a new one. Went to Reading, only played 5 times for the Royals. And then finally, for this big bulk of graphic-y stuff. Onto my predicted team, then I think Rossini will go for an unchanged team. When Gomez and Baxter, right back Cyrus Christie, two centre-backs Alfie Jones and Tobias Figueiredo, left back Jacob Greaves, two centre-mids Ryan Woods and Jean-Michel Seri holding with Pelkas further up. Right wing Doherty, left wing Slater, and up top Ryan Longman. Bench Matt Ingram, Louis Coyle, Ozan Tufan, Durkan Sinik, Sean McLaughlin, Brandon Fleming, and Tyler Smith. That's my team. It's unchanged. And I think Rossini will do the same. Put vodka in the FS. You'll get the South Stand chanting. Brilliant. Ruben, no. Right, I've timed people out, but I'm not going to bother timing Ruben out because I won't be live for another 5 minutes for that time out to be worthwhile. Jesus Christ is going to be a chanting war in the South Stand between a 16-year-old and someone who's going to grow up to be one of the violent away fans. Could have picked Liam for sure. I could have picked Liam. I could have picked Tom Ince. Could have picked Shane Long. Could have picked Paul McShane. There's a lot of people I could have picked. For Reading, I could have picked Vito Manone. I think, yeah. No, there's a lot of players. There's a lot of players I can pick from for a lot of clubs. Like if I look here at my big shared shirts file, I can pick a couple more for Blackburn. I can pick one or two more from Bournemouth. Bristol City, I can do the same. Burnley, I can do the same. There's a lot of crossover with Middlesbrough and Peterborough. There's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of crossover with Reading and Sheffield United. Sunderland, there's a lot. And a bit of crossover with West Brom as well, which I haven't tapped into fully. So yeah, there's a few. There's a few. Don't come at me at school. I'm a bit scared now, lad. I'm in the sixth form. Sixth formers we are disassociated with anybody else in uniform. We do our own thing. Shane Long to score tomorrow. Seems to be a lot of ex-players scoring against us lately. Yep, Akpom. Will Keane didn't he? Yeah. I'm not even sure if I'm going tomorrow due to illness. Depends. Oh, God. Get well soon, Lewis, mate. Get well soon. And on to my predicted score. I think 2-0 win tomorrow. Clean sheet at home for the first time this season. Goal scorers Ryan Longman. And I think Jean-Michel Seri will bag himself a goal. Imagine if sixth formers wore uniforms like they're doing in between us. Gross. I know. Yeah, weird. Gavin White as well, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Ashley, I'm going to send you a message right after this stream, and I'm going to tell you why I was I've got a situation to relate. Oh, Russell's in the gravel. Russell's beached. George Russell is beached. Oh my God, Kevin Magnussen's going to be on pole. Oh my God. So it's starting to rain in Brazil. Everyone's gone out on slicks. George Russell has put it in the gravel on his in-lap. Charles Leclerc has not set a lap. Lewis Hamilton is 9th. Verstappen is 2nd. And Kevin Magnussen is on provisional pole. Wow. George Russell, man. George Russell. Wow. I'm scared. Well, I was sixth form uniform, but it was 1975. I'm not getting a ponytail, mate. I've just had my hair cut, and I think Laura has made me look pretty sharp. She's given me a sharp trim going into the World Cup. Come on, Laura. What a barber. Incredible. Right, on that note, I'm going to leave it there, everybody. Thank you for watching. Take care. And actually, Coxie and Chloe, I'm going to do a video about that during the World Cup. So yeah, I'll discuss all of that. Right. See you later, everyone. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Up the Tigers. And goodbye.